Hello, my friends, and welcome once again to another episode of Have a Knife Day. I'm going to be reviewing a couple of Stockman patterns that I have here that are very similar in size and appearance as far as the serpentine pattern goes. Um, I'm reviewing a case model 6318, which is a bone handled, I think I called it a crimson peach seed jig boned handle, and I'm reviewing that next to my Rough Rider copper series with the saw cut bone handle. Because the blade configuration is kind of the same, serpentine pattern's kind of the same. I'm going to show you the case model first. So this is the case model, and I know the lighting's not super great, but you can see this is the pile side. You can see that there's some variance there in the bone color as far as there's some light and dark spots, and of course then on the mark side it was completely dark. So right away I noticed that the scales did not match. The covers did not match perfectly, but I could live with it. Um, then I also noticed that there was some gapping in it. When I held it up to the light, there was a couple of places there you can pick it up in the camera there where I could see daylight coming through, and that was kind of now a lot of people are going to say, well, you've got the springs, tension on the springs with the blades part of the way open. But when I opened them all the way up, that's when I noticed it. And it's actually there's a place on both ends. One's between the spring and the liner, and the other one's between the spring and the center liner. So anyways, I was really happy with how smooth it was. When I was looking at the covers and how they transitioned to the bolsters, they were very smooth. And then there was I could pick up when I rubbed my hand across the bottom of the springs, I could pick up the layering there. Here's something else that I was not too excited about. You can pick up here on the sheepfoot blade is that I got some blade rub already, and there was blade rub between the sheepfoot and the spay blade. I don't think you can pick it up in the camera there, but that was kind of a disappointment. But closing these blades up, you can hear it had good snap. It was a little gritty when I got it. But there was, like I said, I can feel like with a really well put together case, you can rub your finger across the springs and it just feels like one piece of steel. But it rides really well in the pocket, and I do like how the sheepfoot blade sticks up, and it's really easy to grab. But anyways, again, this is the case model 6318, and that's in your peach seed jigged crimson bone. And I managed to pick that up on sale, and I got it for $40. They paid for the shipping because it was part of a promotion, and so I didn't have to pay additional shipping on it. But anyways, I thought it was a pretty good deal at $40. But I'll let you decide on that. But now comparing that to this model, which is from Rough Rider, there was no, the pins weren't proud. The covers met the bolsters. Bolsters are made out of copper. This is kind of unusual, and we had black coated blades. But the blades on this were almost an exact mimic of the case, as far as not just the blade configurations, but also the sizes. The kick on the sheepfoot blade However, on this knife was allowed it to ride a little shallower, and also on this knife, comparing to the case, both of the secondary blades pull from the pile side and the main blade pulls from the mark side. So, but this one had very similar blade configuration and so on. However, I had there's no rubbing of the blades together, leaving no blade marks. And then this one also had half stops, which I really liked, as you can see there. And I just enjoyed how the spay blade on this knife is put together versus the spay blade on the case knife. The case knife is a sorry, had it out of the picture there, is more of a true spay, where the spay blade on the Rough Ryder has some swedging towards the top of or towards the end of the blade, and then it drops down quite a bit there, which makes it almost like a pin blade. And to me, it's a little more useful. Don't see myself spaying any cattle or anything like that anytime soon. This is just a pocket utility knife for me. But I have enjoyed carrying and using this particular knife, and this one, it's a nice looking knife, to be sure. However, given the two, in value, one would say, well, I can buy almost 3 of these for what one of these costs. And so I would expect a lot more for the money, when you purchase something like this. And whenever there's gapping and blade rub and, problems with springs, where you can feel the springs. And, I take this Rough Ryder and I rub my hand across it and it feels like one piece. I don't feel any transition between the springs. So my final thoughts on this is, would I recommend this Rough Ryder knife? I absolutely would. I'd have no problem whatsoever. Someone said, hey, I don't have a lot of money, I'm just getting into traditional knives. I'd be interested in something that it's not going to cost a lot of jingle, but has some nice features for it. I would definitely recommend this knife all day long. Hey, listen, I appreciate y'all tuning in. I want to thank you for your continued support of the channel, and if you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I hope you have a nice day.